Welcome back to Arts World. The children of Jenin are certainly benefiting from the theatre in so many ways. We now travel to Brazil to meet another set of children who are getting the chance to perform.
In the Brazilian city of Salvador Bahia, the circus has become much more than entertainment. The big top of Circus Picolino is as close as many of these young people will get to a classroom. But the lessons learned here are transforming lives. This circus school and its traveling circus offer the discipline of training and the magic of performing. It's a balance many would be denied were it not for this man. ANSELMO SERRAT has been running the circus school since 1985.
We had a circus company, and at the end of each show, kids wanted to participate. So the school was created by demand from kids. It started up small, and after 23 years has become what it is now.
And what it is now is the place where hundreds of Salvador's poorest kids come to test their limits and break their fears, with the idea that perhaps they can become the next great circus performer. Many of the kids are orphans. All of them come from some of Salvador's poorest families, like Barbara and Jorge.
My mom likes to come to the class, but she's afraid I'm going to fall. I tell her, don't worry, I won't fall.
Every day, Barbara and Jorge come home to a one-room house they share with their mom and older sister.
E aqui é a cama onde minha irmã dorme, com minha sobrinha. E aqui é o chão onde a gente se deita também. Senta. Deita também.
É, deita, senta, levanta, deita. Só tem uma cadeirinha. Se puder ajudar,
tem uma cadeira.
Twice a week, they're able to enter into the world of Circus Picolino.
Além de que o circo, né, ele fascina.
The circus fascinates the kids, and as they enter into the exercises, their potential is awakening in an unconscious way. They find that there is an important place for them in this world.
It's not really a surprise such an arts program would sprout from Salvador Bahia, as the city is rich in art and culture, specifically influenced by African Brazilian heritage. Salvador Bahia was Brazil's first capital city and the first point of entry for slaves from Africa into South America. It's now the city with the most people traceable to African heritage in all of Latin America, with 85% of the population being black. Many of the kids who start out young quickly have goals of working up to be part of the traveling show and making the circus a career. People like Christiane Santos de Silva. After 7 years of training in the Circus Picolino, she can do things like this with her body. Christiane was born into a broken family before she was introduced to the Circus Picolino when she was 18 years old and facing a dead end in life.
I used to clean car windows on a corner in Salvador. Through a social project, I entered the circus.
She is now a circus instructor and part of Picolino's traveling show.
I really love it because it has given me the opportunity to be educated, to get off the streets. I have to hold on to this opportunity.
It's a Friday night in Santo Amaro, Brazil, a small, poor town of a few thousand people in Bahia state. Circus Picolino is in town for a 2-night performance. Anxious kids and their parents line up outside, waiting for the doors to open to grab the best seats. Admission is free. Backstage, Christiane and others are putting on their final touches. They help each other since there is no budget for a makeup person. The doors open, and within minutes, the small theater is packed. And the performance starts. It's an impressive show, mixing comedy, agility, and balance. And long after the applause ends, the performers of Circus Picolino will continue to exhibit that balance, no matter what life throws at them.
A hip new beat is emerging from the streets of Dar Esalam in Tanzania. It's a music phenomenon known as Bongo Flava, a mix of rap, hip-hop and rhythm and blues. The music often has a political and social message and is the best-selling pop music in East Africa today.
A new sound coming from the shores of the Indian Ocean is making waves throughout the region. Here in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania's biggest city, Bongo Flava is the beat from the street and the rhythm of the times.
Bongo is a nickname for Tanzania. So when it say Bongo Flava, that means that something came from Tanzania. The heavyweight. So whether it's R&B, whether it's hip-hop, whether it's reggae, as far as it is in Swahili, that we call it Bongo Flava.
This East African musical fusion is proving a hit with the young generation.
I sell lots of CDs every day. Everyone is buying CDs, especially young people.
Amid a setting of American-style graffiti, young men in Dar es Salaam flock to open mic concerts where they all get a chance to perform. It may be in Swahili, but their influence is clearly from the hip-hop culture of America.
We were not interested in not only in the music, but also the way that people looks, and like the way they looks, we think maybe we look like them.
A change of government in the mid-1990s saw a move towards a more Western lifestyle after 3 decades of communism, and as the politics changed, so did the music.
Saleh Jabri, and I remember he translated 2 songs, was ISS Baby and LPP. He used the same melody, the same tone, the same style, but instead of using English, he was using Swahili.
The new openness also inspired many young artists to start coming up with their own ideas and expressing the reality of their situation.
And I remember like Mr. Too Proud, he came in 1994, the same time, and his lyrics, when you listen to him, was different. Now he was talking directly about government, he was talking about police, he was talking about police brutality, he was talking about distribution deals, he was talking about hardship life in the village, he was talking about religion.
This time of political change also saw the emergence of privately owned radio and television stations. These stations provided a platform for local artists seeking expression. Clouds FM is one such station, very popular with young Tanzanians. Fatima is one of its rising stars. She produces a weekly show on Bongo Flava music.
Nowadays, everybody's listening to Bongo music. Like you have seen, we have 3 hours show and strictly Bongo. So it's growing up and it's becoming something big.
Fatima's guest this week is NAKAAYA, a Bongo Flava artist. Her recent chart-topping song called Mr. Politician has won her fans across East Africa.
It was one of the most challenging singles for me to release, and not a lot of people were supporting the fact that I was trying to release this song.
Mr. Politician became an instant hit with its lyrics feeding into a Tanzanian youth fed up with unfulfilled promises from the government. Ironically, a few weeks after the song was released, the Tanzanian Prime Minister resigned following a political crisis.
So my song came out, and after a few weeks, that scandal happened. So it was right on point, you know. I don't even have to explain that to a lot of Tanzanians because it was there on point. Am I lying? No. It's there. It's true. Look for yourself. I was on point.
NAKAAYA is recording her next hit in this modest studio. It's a converted shipment container. It may lack sophistication, but from such a makeshift studio comes an authentic voice of the young generation, which is what Bongo Flava is all about. And despite the hardships and the humble surroundings, Bongo Flava artists dream big.
I want to see a Bongo Flava artist doing the Billboard charts. I want to see a Bongo Flava artist being nominated for a Grammy.
But some music insiders are worried that Bongo Flava is starting to focus too much on materialism and is losing the very street edge that defined it.
So at the end of the day, it's kind of like the hip hop is kind of like losing the true essence. Like you talk about something which you don't have. You talk about being in the club, you're talking about having a nice life, you're talking about driving Mercedes, but you don't have even a bicycle, you know. So at the end of the day, it's like you're contradicting yourself. Don't imitate, don't emulate, don't fabricate, just do your thing.
That's it from Janine and the children of the Freedom Theatre. Hope you've enjoyed the show. Join us again for another episode of Arts World.